So what we were able to do with the help of the partnership with BIC is really introduce our cannabis brand into mainstream convenience. Every one of the products that we create should enhance your experience with your flower. The best way to be able to grow a brand in a way that attracts people to be a part of it is to have the people drive it. Yeah, I just think that people that do what we do are absolutely insane, and that's what makes us great.
That's what I want to be around. Welcome to another segment at MJ Biz. Day 2, I'm with Joe at Vibes. What's going on, brother?
What's up, my man Nick? How are you?
Good, man. Thank you for joining us today. And for everyone in the audience, thank you guys for joining us as well. We're going to have an interactive segment today announcing some new partnerships that we're really excited for. And if you're unfamiliar with Vibes, might be living under a rock, one of the top paper companies in the world, relatively a new company as well. We actually partnered with Vibes for our Colombia tour. So they decked us out with the coolest gear. Can we get a little jersey flash here? Is that all right for MJ Biz? Is that a little too risque? All right. That's a sexy ass jersey right there. So.
Oh, thank you. It's the man who wears the jersey, though, I think.
There you go. And those glasses. So yeah, they have the best swag, best merch line, and no mystery. You guys have a kick-ass team. So what's your background and who else is on the team?
For sure. Well, thank you so much for having us, Nick, and to the whole Grow World squad. We're just really excited for the opportunity to, share Vibes, the lifestyle brand, with everybody. Vibes is the makeup of the cross-section of burner and cookies and having a high-quality product for your high-quality flower. What better platform to share that with, than the Grow World platform? I'm the VP of Sales over at Vibes. I've got a 20-year history in the industry. More so on the side of accessories and cannabis-adjacent products with brands like PAX and Stores and Bickle and G-Pen and some of the other big names. And we had the pleasure of launching Vibes with Green Lane almost 4 years back. And as of recent, Vibes is now a standalone, privately owned company with Berner and his team, really just braving new ground, creating new partnerships.
Really are.
And, we've got an awesome team. Not only do we have a hardcore inside sales team and, marketing team really pushing the Vibes lifestyle brand that spans everywhere from innovative papers and cones and Callies all the way out through accessories and Vibes clothing, vibesclothing.com if you like the little jersey flash. So, aside from that though, what makes us truly special is Vibes is authentic. So much so that our Vibe Tribe, our brand ambassador group that is growing by the day. Shout out to Vibe Tribe.
Right here, baby.
Yeah.
The whole crew right here.
If you're within earshot, say what's up to Vibe Tribe. We'll bless you with some papers and positive vibes. Vibe Tribe is really the heart and soul of what we do. And we're growing. We're growing one paper at a time.
And it's almost like a street marketing team, right? You guys are kicking down doors, bringing the vibes to the parties.
Yeah, kicking down doors. I would say that these doors open right up when you bring them something that really just adds to that experience or that tradition as it comes to rolling paper and, using high quality product for your high quality cannabis. And the Vibe Tribe truly is the consumer. And what we did at Vibes was we just welcomed Vibe Tribe in to grow with us, be a part of something. I think in this space, being part of something, is so special. And Vibe Tribe was doing it well before, Vibes was able to build out a structure and a community to be able to work together towards a common goal. Vibe Tribe was putting paper in people's hands on their own dime. And we simply just said, hey, come along for the ride with us.
Yeah, I love that. But wait, there's more. Partnership, I just heard literally 10 minutes ago with BIC Lighters.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. So we've recently partnered with BIC Lighters. Actually, about a year ago today, we launched our partnership with BIC Lighters, the number one lighter in the nation, 94%.
Is there another lighter out there? I've never heard of another lighter brand.
I only
there's
have...
Kleenex and there's BIC.
I only have one vision, so in my mind, there is only one lighter, only if you want premium quality, right? And if you want premium quality with the safest, most special, consistent lighter in the game, you're gonna go BIC every time, as long as you can keep it in your pocket, because some people prefer that 5-finger BIC discount.
Hey, I don't know how many BIC lighters I have stolen. I'm looking at Colton right now. Last night he didn't steal it, but we had a party last night. We had a massive we're judging for the Battle Royale tonight. We had over 50 different phenos dropped off at the house. And I don't know how many BIC lighters got stolen last night. A lot. They're all in that backpack right there.
And if you need a replacement, by the way, we got some. Vibe Tribe is out there. Just ask for the best lighter in the game.
That's right. So what was your original inspiration, kind of putting those two powerful brands together?
Yeah, I wish I could take the credit. The BIC team is amazing. They have a unique vision in terms of creating awesome partnerships. You see that with Snoop Dogg, and you see that with Willie Nelson and Martha Stewart. You see that in the Reach lighter, which
Martha's got a big partnership?
Well, she's part of the lighting your candles, so you don't burn your finger, right? Yeah. And so to have the vision to see a growing sector of cannabis consumers and the opportunity to be able to introduce a high quality product, and not only with branding and being able to do some unique things for the growing dispensary and consumer market, they actually reached out to us. They wanted to look for an authentic brand that they could create new opportunities with.
Yeah.
And so in reaching out to us, we thought, wow, what an opportunity, what a chance here to do something special. And from there, we put our heads together and developed some unique strategies.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't heard yet, there's a third partnership right now. I think I see it right here on this TV. Our world famous 7-Eleven, the 7-Eleven, not 712, 7-Eleven has partnered with you guys.
Yeah, partnered with BIC. So our partnership with BIC is that BIC represents us into the convenience channel. So what we're trying to do with Vibes is put paper in people's hands, but more than that, we want to, combine it with a high quality premium product with a world leader in convenience.
That's right.
And so what we were able to do with the help of the partnership with BIC is really introduce our cannabis brand into mainstream convenience. And if you look at it, and all of the convenience chain stores, nationwide, 7-Eleven is at the forefront of doing some really special things in terms of opening up their doors to a consumer that is growing and ahead of trends. So BIC, in their brilliance, were able to kind of identify an opportunity to take this collaboration, and put it in a place where decades and decades of, back bar, tobacco products sit, and really introducing our brand to a consumer that we know is already there, potentially buying their
Slushy
or whatever it is post Vibes experience that satisfies that hunger urge.
Yeah, absolutely. Skittles gummies, another classic.
Anything. I got a Frito problem, if you ask me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, can't go wrong with a bag of Frito-Lay.
There you go.
So, what has been the reception so far in rolling out this partnership?
Yeah, truly phenomenal. I mean, it's taken Vibes to a whole nother level of understanding authenticity while braving new ground in high quality product. So Vibes is, for those of you who don't know, almost 5 years old. Rolling paper has been around for hundreds of years. And many of those brands that, are top of mind have done a phenomenal job in really creating an opportunity for the cannabis consumer, right, at regular convenience. But this partnership with BIC has really allowed us to enter a game coming up as a cannabis brand and really becoming, a mainstream opportunity. And not only that, but showing light for other brands in this space.
Right.
I mean, the Grow World community does a phenomenal job in
you.
crafting high quality, flower, and being able to bring that blood, sweat, and tears out into an economy where so many different accessories and brands have an opportunity to grow. And so for Vibes to be able to, partner with a company like BIC with global recognition, nationwide leadership, and then move into 7-Eleven shows this seed to sale opportunity that should brighten up the day for all of us.
Yeah. Jan 1, 2025, what is the biggest growth opportunity you guys are looking forward to in this partnership?
Yeah, so we've got a lot going on at Vibes, multiple different channels and sectors. Convenience is clearly something that we feel is a very, very special opportunity. You know, hundreds of thousands of stores, tens of thousands of stores, an opportunity to really put paper in people's hands. So, that's a big push in Q1. Our global distribution to our master distributor, HeatX, is really pushing strong. MJ Berlin, we kicked off strong. We were great in Prague. Things are really going good. So Vibes Global is working out really well. And I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about this one for Big Burn. We've got...
What do we got here? Shout out Burner, by the way.
Shout out to Burner. Shout out to the whole cookies team.
Today, but dude, shout out to you, man.
Absolutely.
Wherever he's at in the world right now, he's smoking good on Vibes papers.
Probably lifting somebody up, man. Probably lifting somebody up. So in Q1, we'll be launching a collaboration with cookies, Vibes Cookies, for the first time ever. It's actually going to be cookies blue paper. So this is going to be phenomenal. We've got 1 1/4 cones, king size cones, king size booklets, and 1 1/4 booklets. For those of you who are true blue cookies fans, this is going to be a limited edition drop. We've got another 9 SKUs following this. This is a phenomenal thing, and if we do this right, maybe one day you'll see this in 7-Eleven as well.
Wow. So this right here, are these the first papers ever that you guys are launching in this line here right now?
Yeah, this is the first time that you'll ever see the cookies blue. We only have a handful of samples here. You're going to see this in Q1 in a limited launch. This is the first time we've ever done a colored paper at Vibes. This is the first time that Cookies has ever done a colored paper. Shout out to Blazy Susan and all of the other companies who have done colored papers before. We respect that game. Yeah. But now you got the right paper for the gender reveal for both sides. So how about that? Look, we got answers to everything.
Oh, man.
But this is the first time that you're seeing this live, on the Grow World platform.
Yes,
we're over there at the Vibes booth, 8032. If you want to come on by, we got paper for days.
Oh, I love that, man. So what's it like working with Burner, man? I've always been meaning to ask you that. What is it like?
I mean, look, in 2008 as a bud tender, Burner had the idea of being able to create particular strains that cater to that flavor. And through that process and being able to create, a globally known cookies brand, and then transitioning and being able to help create a Vibes brand that really just combined high quality paper with your high quality flour is inspirational to so many people. And if you ever go to a Burner meet and greet, what you'll see is he spends real time with you. He inspires you. He'll do the shout out, right? And so if you take a step back and you look at it, not even working with him hand in hand, you look at that path, you look at that hard work, that hustle, that grind path, very similar to the advanced nutrients conversation. Burner inspires everybody, and he just does not stop. So that inspires you. Yeah. So the longest way to answer the question is, it's phenomenal. You want to be around hustlers. You want to be around people who are willing to push the limit to see how far you can go. And from that just creates so many opportunities for everybody else. It's simply inspirational.
Yeah, it's contagious. And shout out to all of our hustlers out there. What's up?
Yeah.
Right back there. Yeah, buddy, Your Highness in the building.
There she is.
Cookies and Your Highness and Zoomies near you, baby.
All right.
So let's talk about cannabis brands trying to break into the mainstream.
Sure.
Similar to Your Highness, similar to Cookies Vibes, it's difficult. There's almost like a wall of just us over here in the cannabis world and then general retail. What has that been? How's that been?
Yeah, I mean, so look, I'll tell you, we took Vibes into 7-Eleven early on in the Vibes launching process and trying to understand what it was, and learning real quickly that failure presents opportunity, and understanding what it means to have a partner who understands that realm and that game. So you're going to know your brand better than anybody else. You're going to know what makes your brand special. The next step is finding the right people in that right channel or that sector that you want to get to, and failing as fast as possible. Partnering with them to be able to learn what you're missing and add that new, skill set, add that new asset, and then really continue to build that momentum and have a true message that you're sending out there that is combined with that partner that you're looking for who has that experience. So in the essence of BIC and Vibes, BIC is high quality, premium product. Well, that's our message too. High quality papers for your high quality flower. So in being able to find that and align towards a particular goal, you have these windows of opportunity, not without challenge though. You're all learning together. It's new for BIC, it's new for Vibes. But being able to find a partner that's authentic, that really wants to work hard towards a common goal, that'll give you your best shot. That's not to say don't go out there and put yourself in a space where you're going to be seen. Act with integrity and give everybody a chance.
Absolutely. And there is a moment of normalization happening right now as well. What you guys are doing is basically normalizing this plan for everyone in this building. Just having your brand in 7-Eleven next to an iconic brand like BIC, for example, right? You guys are normalizing us and the movement and the plan.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what a beautiful day to be alive. I think we all can think about what it was like when we were looking over our shoulder, so to speak. And I wouldn't even say normalizing, I'd say specializing, right? We're looking at the plan and we are so focused on what's in front of us. From a grow perspective, you're making the best quality flower that you possibly can, but you don't really get a chance to see what that ripple effect and that economy around that grow creates opportunities for everybody around it, right? And so as you're just touching people along the way, as you're just kind of showing people that this thing can happen, that should create like that window of opportunity for everybody else who's really looking to be able to spread good vibes, spread their brand out. And then over time, what you're gonna see is that people are gonna start to become used to cannabis, excited about cannabis, so much so as they're excited about some of those other consumable brands that you see, everything from, candy to chocolates, to energy drinks, to alcohol, tobacco. And so cannabis comes in here and just fits right in the stream of, really great brand representation and slotting in high visible spots.
Yeah, I love it. And I know you can't give away too much, Joe, but could you just give us a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of future innovations happening at Vibes right now?
Sure, absolutely. Look, every one of the products that we create should enhance your experience with your flower. That's what it's about. And every one of them are stamped and signed, by approval from Burner, right? We want to make sure that this product gets in your hands with the smoker in mind. So I'll tell you a quick little story. Burner was having a pheno sampling, right, with one of our Vibe Tribe team members, and he recognized how this team member was able to roll a cone in a fatty style that had open airflow. From that very moment, in that excitement of being able to see how this Vibe Tribe team member was rolling this cone, he reached the phone and he dialed up our amazing general manager at Vibes, Nico Pedersen. Said, Nico, we got to create the fatty cone. And as of today, the fatty cones have just landed in our inventory.
Let's go.
And if you're talking about changing the game on a king size cone, the fatty cone is where it's at. So we've got those. We also recognize that people needed a 10 millimeter pre-roll tip. Those are coming too. We've got very exciting things. Obviously, Cookies Blue is going to be big time.
Massive.
And then in front of us today, you've got this two-tier display. This two-tier display is the first product we came to market with BIC. We've got a black on black maxi lighter, never been done before with a brand. And then you've got your Vibes 1 1/4 ultra thin cone.
In the penthouse.
In the penthouse, right? And then your 1 1/4 booklet. We designed this to be able to create shelf space for you.
Wow.
Where it's minimal in dispensaries as well as in convenience. And through this platform, there's just so much farther we can go.
Yeah.
And if I tell you any more, then they're gonna lock me up and never let me do this again, so.
We don't want that. But I am going to pry a little bit. This is phenomenal. 5 years down the road, just throw outside, we're talking virtual reality, walk into or augmented reality. Like, what is going on in the innovation pipeline between BIC and Vibes? What does that look like?
This is such, we're still in the throes of product launch. We're still in the throes of putting our heads together and concept testing. and getting real usability testing. So when I talked a little bit about, learning and being able to put something out there and being able to grow, we're still not, we're still so new into getting this out onto those shelves. And as successful as it's been so far, we're taking that feedback, going back into the lab with partners like, Halpern Imports, who helped us design this two-tier display, and potentially even widening the opportunity, potentially even creating accessories around that. But again, we are going step by step, learning every day. 5 years down the road, there could be so many different ways about going, to the consumer and driving the consumer to your local convenience store as you're on your way to the beach or as you're on your way to that sesh, to really find the product that speaks to you.
A new type of grab and go experience at 7-Eleven.
Exactly. Look, you can't go into a single convenience store in the US and not see one of those really awesome tier displays. So if you look at that as a shelf space opportunity, you can continue to add on to that, beautiful thing that BIC's been doing for such a long period of time, and the trust that they've grabbed from their convenience customer base. Right. So from there, tapping us to come into that family means that you can start adding on to that placement.
I feel like BIC is 500 years old. They just been around forever. How old is BIC?
Yeah, man,
forever, right?
I don't know, guys. How old is BIC?
Legendary company. 73,000 years? Oh,
75 years old. Yeah, 75 years old.
Wow.
He picked the one question I didn't study. Thanks, sir. All right, there we go. Never going to be invited again.
75 years. That is so impressive.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal team, phenomenal. Shout out to the alternative channel over at BIC, James, Shweta, Neil, doing a phenomenal job over there, really braving new ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, just since I was a kid smoking, there was always something special about the BIC you brought to the party.
Yeah.
Right? It was kind of like, identifier, this is, you never want bring a bad lighter to the party, so.
Best in class, hands down.
Absolutely, man. And I'm sure that you guys are going to continue to innovate. One of my favorite things that I've just, watched from afar is your feedback loop. Just like you mentioned earlier, you guys are always listening, ear to the ground. What do the consumers want? And even all the way through on the cookie side as well. I feel like that's really a huge part of Berner's culture that he's really brought to the table as well. It's just a culture of the feedback loop, right? Listen to the consumer, make improvements, hit the market with a new innovation, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, if I could add to that, that's the core of it. It started with cookies, right? And cookies was something that, as a lifestyle brand, if you saw somebody wearing cookies gear, you knew that they knew good flour. And then as that grew, you had this sort of underlying loyal group of consumers that continue to get out there and push themselves out there, hustle and grind, and really drive cookies to the innovation that Berner had in vibes. And so as you carry that over into the paper category in that medium, you have the Vibe Tribe that is really transitioning that passion that they believe in beyond the paper. You can see the paper, but truly is a lifestyle of positivity, inclusiveness, and high quality experience. And I think you don't get that if you don't listen or ride with your overall team and end consumer group, and allow them to be part of something that is bigger than just the economy of the business. Yes, you got to make money, no doubt, right? But the best way to be able to grow a brand in a way that attracts people to be a part of it is to have the people drive it.
That's right, Joe. And I'm really curious. We're here at MJ Biz, right? This entire convention center is full of innovation right now. What are some of those insights that you guys are hearing internally? What can we share with our growers and retailers out there that are just trying to be cutting edge and just every year kind of attend this show to bring back some innovations back to their home state?
Yeah, I'm all over the place year round, going to shows all over the country, all over the world. And what you really recognize is people who put a lot of the hard work in, right, and dedication in building their brand and creating something that they believe in, that they know in their gut is going to be special, spend 2.5 years patenting the device, raising money to build it, risking everything. You feel that when you find those brands. If you're going to be in and out, if you're going to try to create something fly by night that doesn't have that structure of making sure that this is the right product for that target market, they're just not going to last. And so what I find is the common denominator is having a plan and sticking to that plan. Consistency, and not spreading away from different things. As you're building a brand, you have so many different opportunities, especially as you become successful. Hey man, do a collab with me. Hey man, you should create this thing. Hey man, we should do that. But if that's not part of your target goal, part of your objective and your task, and you're not sticking to that plan, you really risk not being able to bring it to market. But if you do, and you have the gumption and you're absolutely crazy, you do have a chance. And that could be, a windfall for everybody.
There's a Steve Jobs quote in there, something about the crazies.
Yeah, I just think that people that do what we do are absolutely insane, and that's what makes us great.
That's what I want to be around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the crazies out there, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So as we're wrapping up here, Joe, what advice do you have for those operators out there or brands that are in the cannabis industry trying to break into more of that mainstream kind of retail market?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So what you want to do right out of the gate is believe in yourself and know how to pick yourself up when you're down. You want to create a healthy lifestyle because this is a marathon, right out of the gate.
Marathon on G.
Next thing you want to do is network. Start to understand who's in the space, who's doing it great. Study the great ones and find your fit, find your match, and look for complementary partnerships that can lift you up. More often than not, what you're going to find in the cannabis industry, unlike a lot of the other industries that have been around for so long, are people who are willing to help you succeed, and they're not expecting anything in return. In this space, it is so important, especially for those of you who have established strong brands, to be able to lift somebody up as you see them growing. If you see that they're going in the right direction and you have somebody that you think can be complementary to their path, it's something that we owe to everybody. I've been doing this for 20 years, and there's nothing that I like more than seeing somebody succeed, right? And to do that, hey, I know a guy and I think that you could use this, or hey, you need to, meet this person can help you get to where you want to go, or simply just giving that person raw and honest feedback from your experience. And that can just go way farther than anything else.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'm just going to manifest something with us real quick. I'm just going to throw it in the universe. Vibe Tribe, with our Grow World tours all around the world with BIC and Vibes. Maybe Burner can fly out if his time allows, but let's bring this collaboration to Thailand, to Australia, the German market, Spain, Portugal, you name it, man. Let's film, let's have a good time, let's bring the vibes to the party.
Hey, if we can bring positive vibes to anybody, that's our goal.
Let's go. We're gonna have some samples up here, guys. Anyone that wants to walk up, you're more than welcome. Join us.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nick.
Go.